Hello everyone, this is Sebastian, aka PokerVIP, back with my third part of my 4-part video series on guts. And this is the third part of the third part. Right here, flop win check check, turn we led rather big, river we're gonna once again lead rather big. Should get a decent amount of calls still, okay. Just get a fold, which is fine. Don't think we induce a whole lot by checking, so I'm just gonna play my hand there and hope he check back the flop with something like aces or kings, which is obviously never gonna fold the river, or like hand like ace queen king queen, which is obviously never gonna fold the river, which would be quite reasonable checks on the flop. So yep. Let's hope we get into like a lot of interesting spots. This already was like a semi-interesting one, I guess. For 8, easy fold. 3-8, also easy fold. Pretty bad hands. Waiting for our spot to print and hopefully hold this time. King for tempting to steal. With the raise in front of us, we won't. It's tempting to steal because this guy's a recreational, which generally means we're going to widen our stealing ranges and defending ranges, and generally just widening our range to play more pots with the fish. The ace-5 might get played a fold or two. The 3-8 and 3-8, not gonna see a flop. 10-3 off. No, the ace-5. Nope. Just gonna fold with the raise in front of us. Nothing special going on. Let's spectate some of the hands. He just bombs it. Seemingly a weaker player. Honestly, already gonna take him as a weaker player. This flop sizing is nothing. Like, no reg would choose that sizing on a flop almost always. This 250 lead is extremely value heavy. He will have a jack. The guy calls him without a jack, which is outrageous, so the weak attack will stay. King jack we can squeeze, we can call. I'm gonna go for a squeeze to about 180. $2. Yeah, I rather prefer $2. Doesn't matter our whole turn, but kinda prefer $2. Ace-6, just gonna fold. Queen jack probably gonna defend. King jack, we get it through versus the one guy, and we're in position with the other guy who will almost never back raise, which is good. So here with a fish involved and another perceived fish, we are happily overcalling the queen jack, trying to flop 2 pair. We flop top pair, that's fine. That's a good start to the journey. He bets half pot, hoping this guy folds. If he calls, it's a bit annoying. If he raises, we have an easy fold. If he calls, we're still gonna peel one with the top pair backdoor straight draw. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but obviously we have top pair. Reasonable kicker, we're not gonna fold yet. On this turn, we're probably gonna end up check folding, depending on action. Queen jack gonna make a loose steal, given there are few recreationals behind. He pots it into 2 people, pretty easy folds. Here we're gonna see better our range for small sizing. But honestly, on this board we can actually check and trap with this hand. I think it works out better. We could just range c-bet. That's certainly a fine strategy. On this turn we are still gonna go for the trap ski. Or maybe let him hit a pair on the river. And now we're gonna bet. And something like 6s, 7s, or even king high is probably not gonna fold, so just bet half pot, collect the money. Versus a reasonable amount of hands. If he raises, that's pretty weird. We get the value. That's not surprising. Isolating the king queen for value. The jack jack we can sometimes flat. Usually though we're gonna 3-bet, given there are no known recreationals behind. I would rather go ahead and 3-bet. The queen jack gets 3-bet behind. Certainly hand that has domination issues. But given sizing, given odds, given position, we're gonna call. The pocket jacks we can either range. Oh, this guy also called. That's not a bad thing for a king queen. But this makes his squeeze even like really tiny actually. Here we're gonna range c-bet our. Yeah, just gonna range c-bet, and right here the king queen. We're gonna start piling some money into the middle. Gonna bet flop and shove turn. And the jack jack we're gonna check back and hope to win versus like pocket 8s, 9s, or 10s. Take the king queen down. That's a really good result. That's not the best river. Pretty poor one overall. And we're gonna check. Hope he has 7-6, 8-8, 10-9, king queen eye, queen jack of clubs. Okay, we block queen jack of clubs. You get the thrill. Here's pocket 8s. That's a really good result. Pretty sick value there. Starting off the session with quite reasonable pots. So yeah, the merit of range c-betting jack jack, there's obviously we get some protection with hands like queen 10, king 10, king queen. And we also get some value from worse middle pairs. So I probably wouldn't exploitively range c-bet a hand like pocket 8s there, even though that hand gains more from protection. So in that sense it's more reasonable to c-bet, but it can get less value and cuts itself more often versus better hands. While jack jack beats most of the other middle pairs. While a hand like kings or queens beat like all of the middle pairs basically. Yeah. And the king queen, we don't really have to bet flop that big. We kind of just want to get them off ace high. And even if they peel ace high, it's not that bad of a result, because like let's say they peel ace queen of spades down the flop when we had the king queen of clubs. We're just gonna shove turn. They are just gonna fold. We're just gonna print. So in a sense, we don't mind them overflowing that flop. And if they raise the flop, we can also just get it in with 2 overs and a flush draw. So we are just kind of free rolling there with a 1/3 c-bet. So really effective. Bunch of folds here, nothing special. Nothing you haven't seen yet. Quality of play on microgaming still pretty poor. His call on a flop with pocket 8s with the backdoor flush draw is, I guess, reasonable. I mean, it's certainly like theoretically correct, but in practice maybe you can make a case of folding the pocket 8s there when I had the jacks. Just really not doing that well out of position. There's like a 3-bet range cutoff versus UTG. And honestly, this guy can take it as a weaker. He's not auto reloading, and he made this pretty small 3-bet, so weaker player. Honestly, if you just look at it, like those unknown tables are, like those anonymous tables, just reasonably better than the other ones from the small sample I have so far. So I guess what we're going to try to do is load up another anonymous table. Actually, maybe let's just keep in one regular table. And maybe to like get more hands versus like racks in, which not sure how useful it is, to be honest. Maybe it's just more useful to play a ton of hands versus fishes and show you how I approach the hands versus fishes, in the sense of I play maximum exploitative and just try to print as much money as possible. Not gonna fold a 5-9 versus min, even with the rake being a thing. Min in position 5-9. I'm going to call ace 3, 2.5x open, even with rake I'm going to defend. For 3x it gets kind of close and we can probably fold. For 2.5x though we're going to not fold. On this flop, depending on sizing, we should, I mean the sizing seems kind of bad. But okay. Ace 4, just gonna be a fold with a raise in front of us. King Queen, probably gonna 3-bet or do something with. Ace 5 suited, gonna open, gonna take this guy as a weaker player because he's not auto-reloading, and I think he did one or two questionable things. On his flop we can range c-bet for small sizing or check back. I'm gonna opt to check back versus recreational, don't expect a ton of folds, and we really don't have any equity whatsoever. If he checks again, we're gonna also check, and then we're gonna probably delay bluff river versus some weakish hands. Right here versus a weaker player, I'm gonna size up a bit on the flop, because I think he's pretty inelastic to sizings. Rivering a pair, we're now gonna just check down. Because we have shot on value. Cool. I would have bluffed river, maybe would have stationed me. Okay, that's a good turn. So like Jack 10 is never folding, and like King 10 is never folding. And we dominate all of those hands pretty significantly. Gonna just bet for a relatively big sizing. Trying to milk out the maximum value, potentially going for 3 streets. On the 8 rainbow, I would probably go for 3 streets. 3 recreationals in front of me, I'm gonna open the ace 8. This is a really sweet table, the bottom left one. Really sweet table. Easy fold versus 3-bet, 9 deuce versus 3x, gonna fold. Would defend with like min raise. King 7 gonna fold, 4-5 gonna defend our 3-bet, probably just call versus the recreational. Don't really want to blow the board out position 5 high. Not gonna ever consider to call 4-bet such a hand. I would want to have some blockers instead of like the reverse blockers I do have here. Like, so for example, I would take in like ace jack suited as a cold folded bluff there. King queen suited, ace queen off, you get the third. A7 will be an open if folded to, else it's gonna be a fold. Never gonna 3-bet this wide. Maybe if I had like some solid read, like 3000 hands, he's folding 70% to 3-bets, yeah, maybe then I would consider to go that wild, but generally not a thing. Ace queen gets in versus king 10 for like 50 BBs with like on like 10 9 6, which seems, I mean, I haven't really seen the full action, but that seems pretty bad. I'm guessing he just c-bet and got it in or something. Obviously folding the ace 4, even though the table is really soft, we're not going to go that wide, but we're going to overall widen our ranges all across the board now. Actually slowly regaining my, I still need some help to raise my hands, but I can slowly use it again. Even though when playing regular tables I usually just don't use it. And just use my left hand instead, because it really doesn't require a lot of clicking to play regular tables. When I play like Zoom, I kind of prefer to have both of my hands. Pair min bet, I guess we could call. I'm not happy. Backdoor flush draw as well. Turn a flush draw. If he min bets, I call. If he bets big, I fold. If he checks, not gonna turn that into a bluff, and not gonna value bet this certainly. Check. Okay, cool. We just win here, right? Yep. I was considering to hero call river, because he should have a lot of those hands, like missed gut shots and missed straight draws, but once he doesn't bluff them, it's obviously not good for us. Jack 7 will open if folded to. Not the best hand, but fine enough for a blind steal. We have a blocker to the nuts. He will definitely fold a hand like ace 4 of spades here, so I guess I'm just gonna fire. I guess sizing wise I just don't really have to bet that big, because he's just gonna fold his garbage hands regardless of what sizing I choose, and he's never gonna fold if he has a piece of the board. So exploitively I just bet relatively small, and now I'm just gonna give up. Potentially gonna see a river here. Yeah, that's a good result. I'm not gonna turn my hand into a bluff. I just think he's in bluff catching mode. I think he has a hand like queen 10 and he's not gonna fold it. 6-10 without really a lot here. I'm just gonna give up. Yeah, he has the ace queen and he's never gonna fold. So versus a weaker player, I think he basically told me he has nothing. I'm gonna start betting turn relatively, like not that big, to still get a lot of turn calls and then just overbet river and take it down like that. And we have a gut shot and we block the nuts and we have 0 showdown value. He calls and I'm gonna overbet river. I think he has a lot of middling hands. Gonna make a loose 3-bet here. I think he has a lot of middling hands and I think he's gonna fold them to the overbet. And we block the nuts. Gets snap forward here after 10-8, just gonna fold 10-8. Yep, take it down after 10-6. The 10-8, let's see the odds. Okay, his sizing is fine. I would defend 10-9 suited here. Let's just fold the 10-8. He's snap forward. UTG was cut off on me. Yeah. Just gonna, I mean, the only hand here seems me 3-bet so far was pocket jack, so not that out of line. So gonna make a somewhat conservative with the fold versus the 4-bet. I mean, it's not that tight. The 3-bet already is pretty loose. But I don't know, I like the 3-bet pretty loose being in position. Just feel like getting into spots in position like the 10-6 hand will result in me winning a lot of them. The 10-6 hand is just like a mixture of he's capped. He has a lot of turn peels still with hands like 10-9, Queen 10. But he's gonna fold all of those on the river if we just apply a lot of pressure. We can get him off some relatively strong hands there by the river, basically. And we have equity and we have a blocker. So, and we unblock spades as well. So overall pretty reasonable. We have a pair. Still have a pair. Not gonna value bet this. Still not gonna value bet. Gonna try to win. Would be happy to win. 2 pair, yeah, that's not a value bet, right? 2 pair. Why would you value bet that, right? You beat any ace, but why value bet it? So bad. Just so terrible. To not value bet the 2 pair there. That's a pretty giant mistake. Pretty good table still, bottom left. Really happy to be at it. Gonna play relatively fast to get a lot of hands in at this table. Gonna just range 130, just snap folds. Already had the fold button in. Opening wide. I mean, this is a standard open, but generally we're wider here. And generally widening my ranges here to a decent degree. We flop a pair, backdoor flush, backdoor straight draw. Heads up, I might consider to just c-bet 1/3 or something, but multi-way I want to just check. I want to see a turn, I don't want to get rid of my equity, and I kind of don't want to merge c-bet here. And that's a pretty good turn. We will go ahead and call or bet for about half pot. Yep. Betting half pot. And considering the value bet some rivers, checking some other rivers. I mean, that's not only a bad river because we sometimes are beat now. I don't think we are beat that often, to be honest, once he snap checks. But it's also way harder to get value from hand like 9s now, so we're just gonna check. Yeah, exactly. 5 high. 5-4. Okay, mate. Nice hands. Nice defend pre-flop. Nice turn call with basically nothing. Nice gut shot you have there. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But as said, happy to be at the table. King and 5. 3 and 8. At least we got to see a flop. That's not the worst result, having 3-8 offsuited. Excuse me. Getting a bit late already. Well, it's 8 PM. I guess it's not that late, but having a more healthy schedule lately means that 8 PM is actually kind of late again. But it's one of the best times to grind. So that's what we do. We do grind. Oh yeah, that's a reasonable move to just shove it in there. Please do that when I have the nuts. Please hand me a reasonable hand. Ace deuce, not gonna cut it. I mean, honestly, I could just open it. Yeah, I think I could make it work. This exact table. But it's always gonna be marginal. Pocket sixes, not gonna 3-bet ever. Big blind versus, that's annoying. I felt the set coming, you know. There's the, oh, didn't. Apparently didn't feel the set coming. What the fuck's going on top right? That bet sizing. Guess he was blocking. Pocket kings. Didn't see the full action. Oh. Weird hand. Weird hand. We would have had a boat here. Oh, ace king, nice. Hoping cutoff opens. Yeah. Okay, small blind, please open. Come on. Nice. 3-betting and happily getting it in. Come on. Go ahead. 4-bet. Do whatever you want. Okay, he tanks. He 4-bets for min. We have yeah, we're gonna go all in. Our hand basically, like, is pretty happy to just take it on pre-flop. And he seems like a drooler. He can call us off with like worse hands, like whatever. We're just gonna shove in. Calling is kind of iffy with this hand because in order to play post flop we kind of have to flop a pair, and we don't often do that, so just gonna ship it. Make our life easier if he actually has aces and then click 4-bets, being whatever 65 PBs deep. Have it. You can have it. If he has pocket 8s and folds, that's a reasonable result for us. We folded out the best hand in that case. And if he has ace queen and calls, that's also a good result. I don't know. A lot of good things can happen if you shove there. And getting a fold is not a bad result at all. Ace 10, probably just gonna flat here because we just pounded on him, so I think he's gonna click it back again, and don't want to face a click back with this hand, and it's definitely a reasonable flat versus a min raise. The big blind has to come along, which is not that good with this hand. And the flop's pretty bad, and the turn is also pretty bad. The big blind has a massive range advantage here. He should do a lot of leading here. Potentially overpotting. Him checking is outrageous. To some degree, it's just really bad. Honestly, I don't think anyone has anything here. This is exploitative as fuck. And you know what? I don't care. Gonna go for it. I mean, someone could have a 7, I guess, but I think a lot of 7x are betting turn, and I don't think any flush draw is available here, because I think they just bet. So I'm just gonna pound on them. Just think they are capped, and I'm gonna try to abuse it. The fish might call me really light with like, don't know, ace 8 offsuited now, which then is like, okay, nice call. But if I want to have a chance to fold out such a hand, I have to overpot. And yes, we do have some tiny bit of showdown value, but I think it's too small to just check down here. And yes, this is exploitative. At the same time, I just don't think a blocker really necessarily helps us here, because I just don't think they ever have a flush anyway, so yeah. And it works. Another overbet going through. Sometimes you can bluff fish. Sometimes you can. And sometimes you shouldn't. Mostly you shouldn't. But sometimes you are allowed to. Some cool spots, some cool spots. Check on the flop top right. Small blind probably doing some decent amount of leading here. For moderately small sizing, I would guess. No, he checks again. Now he leads. I don't know. That seems like a pretty weird line. Probably misplayed his hand. A6 might see a flop, might not. Ace8 might see a flop, might not. UTG opens, UTG has. Okay. We have an overcall as well. We're just gonna let it go, of course. If he wouldn't have overcalled, I would have considered to 3-bet to get it in for his 15 blinds. But that would also be pretty iffy. Snap calls. We are rooting for the UTG guy to just have it and win. Nope. 8-9 is good. Stone nuts on the turn. It's a pretty good turn for 8-9. He's usually gonna lose that pot on the turn. Oh, nice, the recreational reloads. That's always what you want to see there. That's what you want to see there. The Ace-9. I mean, if someone 3-bets me, I'm probably gonna see a flop. Let's be honest here. I'm not in the mood to fold. Maybe if someone squeezes, I'm folding. Squeeze is pretty big. Have it. Have it. You can have all of the money. Ace Queen. Kinda don't want to see a walk here. Do want to see a flop. I mean, I would take a walk. I would take a 3-bet. I would take a call. I don't care. With my exact hands. Oh! Let's go. Small voice crack there. I can call. With the big blind being so short, I'm just gonna flat. Letting the big blind in is a pretty good result here. And I also don't want to face a 4-bet, and generally this hand does okay flatting the button here. I would rather 3-bet the offsuited variant than the suited variant in this exact situation. And we do flop. Okay. Queen 6, gonna call here for min, closing the action. Ooh. Going for the check rizzle on the flop. Come on. Don't give me that check back. Don't give me that check back. Give me that c-bet min raise or something like that. He leads. Outrageous. If he calls, I think I'm gonna call. Just think I get the odds. I mean, we get billion to 1. Backdoor flush or backdoor straight draw, true overcards. Come on, just click it in. I mean, I'm never folding, man. If someone has pocket 9s here, nice hands. It's a bit okay. We are gonna raise this up and we're gonna get it in. Here we're gonna check down, realize our equity. We chop with ace king, I guess. That's not the worst. Yeah. He clicks it in our face. He probably has pocket 9s and we are fucked. No, I don't know. He can have ace queen and overplay it. I have no information on him. He can have aces and kings and overplay it. Nice one for ace queen. That's a pretty good pot. He can have a lot of things. He can even have 9-6 suited, I suppose. Yes, he can have queen 9. Yes, he can have 6-6 to 1 combination. And yes, he can have 9-9. Sure. He can also have combo draws, which we are doing fairly well against. And he can have aces, kings, ace, queen. We're gonna get our money in. He might even potentially sometimes have a re-raise fold. Anyways, he will probably have pocket 9, so we're gonna get the D. But that's okay. Queen 9. Yeah, that's not a setup at all. That's not what you call a setup, eh? That's pretty disappointing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna fold my 2-pair on that board. I mean, I would need to have some insanely big nit read on him to fold there. And I don't, so I don't fold. That's mildly disappointing. But yeah, we can't fold pre. Check raising flop is mandatory. We can't fold to the re-raise, like, and I don't think flatting's ever gonna play out better because flatting will lead to way too many awkward turn spots. And yeah. He happens to have the part of range that totally annihilates us. Basically making us drawing nearly dead. Run good is missing at microgaming the past few sessions. I mean, to be fair, it's quite lucky to flop to pair there, but then to be beat, that's pretty insane. That's pretty brutal. The 10-9 gonna see a flop, the pocket 4 is gonna open. Ace 3, gonna play. When I saw him rolling over his hand and I saw the 9, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. The 9 can never be good there for us, like him having a 9. Ace 3. I'm gonna fold. Maybe we just go overcalls. Jack 10 gonna fold. Ace 9 gonna fold. Well, 32 minutes in. I think it was a pretty interesting session. Decent amount of interesting spots overall. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, any feedback, want to berate me for play or something, post it in the comments. I'm open to any sort of criticism and questions generally. And yeah, this was Sebastian aka PokerVIP for PokerVIP. Hope to see you back in the final part. Actually, let's play until the next big blind. I guess it's one hand more here. Jack 9 gets it in versus 8-9. Solid. We're gonna see one more hand here. The 10-6 into the mark. Okay, that was it. Peace.